how has your experience with grief been? I feel like grief is something that is grief at its core is something that's universal. We will all go through loss at some point in our life. Obviously, it's a little bit different circumstances than others, but how has your grief kind of shaped and changed and morphed itself, maybe from when you got that phone call to sitting here today?
Wow. Yeah, that's a great question. Grief is like a roller coaster, and it sneaks up on you when you least expect it. When you think you're having a good day, something triggers it. I don't think it'll ever go away. There's never going to be closure or healing fully, but I get through it in certain ways. I forgive myself for having a bad day. Sometimes I want to lay in bed. The other day, I lay in bed all day on my computer doing work for the foundation. And I said, I don't care. It's just one of those days. You have to just get through the moment by moment. You don't have to rush into anything, and realize when you're having a trigger, it's okay. You have to give yourself permission. I see something on TV and I start to cry. I hear something on the radio. I can't listen to certain songs, That's going to be forever. But what's helped me through the grief is, one, running a foundation, which sounds crazy because it's really hard work, but I know that we're saving lives and like changing lives, and it just makes me feel, it fills my bucket,
Absolutely.
So I love doing that. And self-care. Lots of self-care.
Yeah.
I've got to just slow down sometimes and say, I need a day. I'm going to go get a facial or a massage, just stupid things, that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Very important.
We are all for self-care. I feel like that is something that is so important. Just taking, a little bit of time out of your day or week, whatever it is, to go like get a coffee, go get a facial. Like it can be, it could be $5, it could be $50, like whatever it is. It could be free. You can go
Because
out.
you're going to get burnt out without it. Like look at the amazing work that you're doing with the foundation. Like you don't want to sacrifice that by, you getting burnt out. So it's an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel has been the hardest part of coping with grief and Gabby's death?
That's a hard question. Sometimes I try to be too strong. I think that I'm like, I got to do this. I got to go do this speaking thing. I have to, I push myself a little too hard. And I think that's my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So I have to tell myself, again, back to the grieving thing, take a break. But I do feel a lot of joy now. And I know that Gabby wants me to feel that.
Yeah.
I have the sadness when it's necessary, and I get through it. And then I feel a lot of joy because she would be mad at me if I was miserable all the time. So I know she wants me to go on adventures and live life just like she was doing. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's just like a mom superpower that moms have of like, I feel like we're talking with Stacy, just like in the things you say, like, pushing through, keep going, talking about it. Like, it can be hard, but also like, that's just what you have to do. And I feel like it's such a mom superpower that, you're able to keep doing all this. And, definitely it's hard to kind of slow down sometimes and take those breaks. But I think that's just a superpower.
Yeah. And my other children, I have to remember that they're still here, and we need to spend all the time we can with them to show them that it's not all about their sister, but to also help them through their grieving. Like,
I was going to ask what their process was from the beginning till now, 3.5 years.
They're all so different, right?
Really?
I have a 21-year-old son who was 18 at the time, and he's quiet about it. He just kind of goes about his day and doesn't really talk much about it. And my 16-year-old, she struggled a lot.
Okay.
She just will be sad and doesn't know why she's sad. So I have her in therapy. And then my youngest is 12, and she's probably handled it the best because she was, 9 at the time. Mm-hmm. It's funny how the younger one handles it the best. She'll be like, I have dreams about Gabby. And she talks about her like with no issues at all. Like she loves talking about her, and she loves pictures of the two of them together. And I'm like, maybe that was like an okay age for that to happen. But then I wonder, how are they ever going to trust anyone?
Yeah.
Because they trusted him. They liked him.
Really?
And yeah, we all did. I mean, we all were like, he's a little weird, but he was really good with the kids. And I'm like, I don't know what's going through their head with that. So that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has the therapy been helpful for your middle child?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. She enjoys it. She'll talk to me about it afterwards. She'll be like, "Oh, the therapist mentioned this and she thinks I should try this." So she seems to enjoy it because it's just an unbiased person that's not going to, judge her for anything. And, she feels comfortable talking to her. So
yeah,
it worked out.
That's great. I'm curious because you talked about the media attention at the beginning being a positive thing, but is there a difference in afterwards in your grieving process with it being just all over? Is it comforting having a collective grief, or does all the attention on it make it more difficult to just
make it that much louder and just
not be able to step away, never get away from it?
I think a little bit of both. We have amazing support, and we're very lucky to have that. But there were times when we felt like we didn't have time to grieve quietly as a family, because it's always been it's consistently since 2021 been in the news. Like something new comes out every a couple of months, and we're like, another thing. And some of it's positive. If it's for the foundation, we're enjoying that. We're like getting so much love for that. But when we need a break, it's hard. It's hard to get a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just thought about this. Do your younger two, did they have social media at the time?
Yeah. So my middle and, older son obviously had stuff, but my daughter actually did have an issue. And there was someone at school that was making videos and crying about the story, and somebody she went to school with. And this person didn't really know us well enough to even do that. So my daughter got very upset and responded on social media.
Wow.
The parents got upset about it, and I didn't know what was going on. So I sent the videos of what their daughter was doing, and they were like, "We're so sorry." And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, I told my daughter we don't respond that way, but at the same time, I understood why she was upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she had social media. I told her to just stay away from it as much as she could. The younger one didn't at that time, but now she does. She's on TikTok and stuff, and she's sees the videos of Gabby, but it's mostly positive. We don't really see a whole lot of negative stuff, which I'm very blessed for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. There's, 5 stages of grief, and the third one is the bargaining stage. And I'm curious, do you ever find yourself having those bargaining thoughts of, I wish I could have done this. What if I would have seen this? Do you have those thoughts, and how do you combat those?
Yes. There's the guilt, the what ifs, the Monday morning quarterback. Is that how they say it?
Yeah.
If we had done this differently, if we had saw this, if we had learned this, at the end of the day, I tell myself there was somebody who did this to her, and I'm not responsible for that. And I have to just let that guilt go.
Yeah.
Because I do think I did a really good job as a mom, and I don't want to ever blame me or her dad or her stepdad or her stepmom. We didn't do it. At the end of the day, somebody else did this to her, and we trusted what she was telling us. We trusted that she was okay.
Yeah.
Even though I talked to her almost every day and was always asking if she was okay. But yeah, I definitely go through those moments of looking back, going, "What if I just did something differently?" And it eats a lie. It eats away at you. I'm trying to say it right.
Yeah.
It eats away at you. So you gotta get rid of those thoughts, because it's just gonna take you down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced much grief in my life. I've been very blessed to this point. So I always like asking people if they have any advice of something, because I haven't experienced grief myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I never know exactly what to say to somebody.
Yeah.
What they like hearing, what they don't like hearing. So has there been anything that is nice to hear, and also vice versa, things that aren't really the best?
I'm okay with people not understanding and saying, I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, that's just all they know, right? Like they don't understand it, and that's what they say. Some people get upset about stuff like that, but I'm like, I understand you're trying to be nice, and that's fine. I mean, I have people come up to me and ask me questions about the case and the murder and Gabby, and that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
If I'm having a conversation with you after a while and you feel comfortable, then you can ask, that's one thing. But like to just come up to me and be like, so, do you think Brian's still alive?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Not a great
is that really
opening
what you
line.
want to talk to me about? So I'm like, yeah, no, that's not what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, some people just kind of look at you and they just give you that I'm really sorry look, and that's fine. You don't have to say anything really. You can just be like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
If it's somebody if it's a friend, obviously, there's really not a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult, but
Just to be there and show up.
be there. You don't have to say anything. Yeah, that's a hard question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We recently had someone on that she was saying food is better than flowers, and how like she was like, flowers are pretty and all, but like bring me pasta. Like that's what she was talking about when she was going through grief.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had something called a meal train when we were going through the whole process, and that was absolutely helpful because I was not thinking about food or eating or cooking or anything. So it's a good point. Just regular everyday things that people forget about.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.